Hello everybody, my name is Eggsy and today I am showing off what I think is one of, if not the best team comps for Deadeye and Gravelord Foxy. Now you may have seen my previous two videos on Valkyrie Chica and Leviathan Mangle and are questioning, hey, why are you doing these two in the same video? It's because of two key things. So, Deadeye and Gravelord have amazing team potential because they are both fire and dark units, which gives them a perfect opportunity to work with Headless Horseman Mangle and Springtrap. Now, the team comp that I am going to be running is Deadeye Freddy, Gravelord Foxy, Headless Horseman Mangle for that 70% buff on dark and fire units in her passive. If we come up here and look at this, Hollowed Pumpkin Realm, while active, all non-fire, dark and fire units cannot attack. Non-attack passives will still function, so boosters will still function. All dark and fire element units damage is boosted by 70% for the duration of this ability. So that's an additional 70% damage for both Deadeye and Gravelord Foxy. Then we've got Springtrap for extra DPS, and his passive Agonized. For each fire or dark unit on your team, this unit's second and third passives cooldown are decreased by 5%. I think they mean first and second, because the third passive is this one. So then we've got Overgrown Foxy for the triple boost that they can provide, and we've got Shiny Conductor Toy Freddy as my starter as per usual. We're going to be going into Endless 3 as we always do. And just before we start, I just want to say, if you enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, comment, and hit that subscribe button so you can always be notified of when I upload another video. Now, let's get into the showcase. All right, so we are in Endless. I'm going to place down our Conductor Freddies as per normal, the usual spots here, here, and either here or up here, just so we can get that super fast start, get that money up. We'll place, and then I will place down my Springtrap, the boosters, the Headless Horseman Mangle, and the Deadeye and Gravelord. I'm going to skip forward till we get to that point where I'm placing down the Deadeye and Gravelord, but until then, I will see you guys in a moment. I'm going to be placing him here for the time being, or just for this thing, or this showcase, just so he can get those easy kills up here and really utilize his passive of turning the enemies into minions. See, you get that. Then I'm going to place the Deadeyes. I'm going to place one of them here and one of them here. Upgrade these first. There you go. All right, now we wait. Wait, I just realized I only have one of my now. Oopsies. I'm going to show you all the stats and all of the details once we get to the point where where everybody's upgraded. So I will see all of you very soon. All right, all the units have been leveled up to their max, so I'm going to be showcasing all of the stats. We've got our good man Deadeye Freddy. The damage for him is 4,801 every hit, a range of 42.9, cooldown of 3 seconds, and DPS of 1,650.2 every second. Then we have our Gravelord, who is doing... Thank you.
This is gonna get rebooted now.
Our Gravelord, who is doing 3,556.4 damage per hit, a range of 35.8, cooldown of 2.5 seconds, and DPS of 1,426. Then we have Springtrap, who has a DPS, it keeps changing, but it averages around 3,072, a range of 34.4, cooldown of 2.3 seconds, and a DPS of 1,474. Then we've got Headless Horseman Mangle, a whopping, oh my gosh, shush. The bosses are always interrupting me in every single video. They always interrupt me. A whopping 8,535 damage per hit, 51.5 range, 4.7 cooldown, and a DPS of 1,833. Now, once again, the reason that we are using all of these units is because of the amazing passives that they have. So, Hollowed Pumpkin Realm, while active, all non-dark or fire units cannot attack. None attack passives will still function. All dark and fire element unit damage is boosted by 70%. That is quite a lot of damage, especially if you take into consideration the fact that we also have these boosting damage and such. So that's almost double the DPS just with that. Then we've got Gravelord's passive, which is Necromancer's Revenge. Enemies killed by Gravelord are resurrected with 75% of their original health, capped at 50k. That's really good, especially later in the waves, because it means that the more enemies that he kills, the stronger he will get, just because his little minions will get stronger as well. Deadeye Freddy, his passive is High Noon. Deadeye Freddy will fire a piercing shot in a straight line, dealing 125% damage with a 35% chance to deal an additional 85% damage. Now, I learned that that percentage, the 85% damage, actually goes onto his next shot. It doesn't... Oh, hello. It doesn't see here. Oh, wait, no, that's because of the mangle. But if he hits that 35%, it actually goes onto his next hit. So he'll actually deal... What was it? 85% more damage on his normal shot, not his passive. I think that might be a bug. I'm not 100% sure, but that's just what I learned from my review of Deadeye Freddy. Then we've got the passives for Springtrap. Agonize. For each fire or dark unit on your team, this unit's first and second passives cooldown are decreased by 5%. His passives are Ignited Rage. For the next 5 seconds, Springtrap's damage is increased by 100%. After that duration is over, 1 stack, 15 damage, is retained permanently, capped at 5 stacks, 75% damage. This 75% stacks with this passive. So he can get up to 175% damage increase. Axe Toss upgrade after obtained at level 10. Every 20 seconds, this unit tosses their axe at the strongest enemy anywhere on the map, dealing 70% in a medium circle AoE. If the target enemy is not within 30% of this unit's range, the axe will stay attached, dealing 2.5% bleed damage every second, single. If the target enemy is within 30% of this unit's range, the axe will be automatically recalled, dealing 70% damage again. So that cooldown, these two cooldowns are decreased by 1, 2, 3, 4, including that. So that it can decrease by 20% because of all the units that we have. That's why I chose this comp to be the comp that we have. It appears to be getting through the waves way quicker than... Oh my god. It appears to be getting through the waves way quicker than any other of the teams. I think the other two that I've run, their teams take around 18 minutes to get... Well, one of them took 18 minutes, one of them took 22 minutes to get to wave 110 where they lost. So I'm very excited to see how fast this team is, because I've been talking most of this time and I don't feel like I've been talking for that long. Maybe I'm just enthusiastic about this team because I'm very proud of it. Anyway, I'm gonna wait till we get to wave about 105 and then we'll see if this team can beat the devious, the evil wave 110 boss. I'll see you all then. All right, we're right at wave 103, so we will see if if they can handle the next boss. After seeing what happened at wave 100, I'm not sure, mainly due to the fact that there's no slowing in this team. The whole point of these best comp things that I'm doing is to really the unit full damage potential. There are probably better comps out there, but I think this is the comps that really help these units shine. So that.
Did I crash?
All right, the boss is here. Let's see how this goes. The closest we've gotten was about 270k HP, so let's see if they can get close. Oh, no way. That is, I think, the worst out of the other two. Made in 16 seconds, so they were faster, but they did not get close to killing that boss. All right, so as we saw here, this team was not the greatest against that final boss, but it did get to that point the quickest, so it was dealing more damage than the other two. It's just the fact that they had no slowing units that was holding it back. So realistically, if you wanted to make this team the best possible team that it could be, instead of having Springtrap, you could have a form of slowing unit. For instance, if you have the means and ability to, you could replace Springtrap with Frozen King FOXY, or you could replace him with the new Leviathan Mangle. You could have all three of them on that team. Or you can, let's just see, get Frostmancer with a Bonnie. Just any unit that does slowing. But for the time being, this is the team that was in the video. So I will give this team a pretty high score for the fact that they were the quickest team out of the other three, or out of the three. All right, well, that's the end of the video. I hope all of you enjoyed. I hope all of you learned something new and learned a little bit about the synergy of these two units, because these two units have the most synergy out of the entire batch of 4 Nightmares that we got this update. I hope all of you enjoyed. I hope all of you learned something new. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, comment, and subscribe to be notified of any time that I upload. And if you guys want, we are doing giveaways on my Discord every now and again with free units, free presents, souls, just all the stuff that you can get from Fntd. So if you guys are interested in that, join the Discord. There will be a link in the description and one in the comments that I will post after this video is published. So I hope all of you enjoyed. I hope you have a lovely day, night, and/or evening. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.